Thank you for joining us on ABC 24 and 24 Plus. I am ABC 24 anchor Pepper Baker. 1 year ago, or a little over a year ago now, the Memphis-Shelby County School Board had a major shakeup with leadership. And so we're checking back in with one of those school board members just to see how the district is doing. So please welcome School Board District 7 Commissioner Towanna Murphy.
Thank you for having me, Pepper.
Thank you for being here. So let's start just with the basics. What is the responsibility and the role of a Memphis-Shelby County School Board Commissioner?
The responsibilities of a Memphis-Shelby County Board Commissioner is to oversee the district. We adopt the policies and we supervise or watch over the superintendent. I don't want to say too much of watch over the superintendent, but we evaluate the superintendent, and we want to make sure that we align with him and his goals, and he aligns with us and the goals of the district.
Okay, and that's a big task there.
It is.
So why did you decide to run?
I decided to run because I have a summer reading camp. And I've had it for 8 years, and every summer I work with kindergartners, first graders through 5th grade. I teach them basic reading, writing, math, and cursive writing. And when I saw there was a need, I decided to run. And some of the parents were saying, why don't you just run for school board? And at first I was like, nah, I don't want to do that. And they was like, we need somebody vocal. We need somebody that's going to speak out. We need somebody that's actually going to help these kids. And so I said, well, you know what, let me think about it. And so once I thought about it, I said, well, you know what, I'll go, I'll try it, I'll run for it. So when I ran, and I run.
Okay, and what about you specifically? You mentioned being vocal, and
Right.
we're going to touch on that a little bit later, but what specifically about you do you think won over your voters? Being
authentic, being my authentic self, being vocal, speaking out, and just making sure that we get things done. I think some people think I'm a bully. Some people would say that. Some people say I just say what I want to say because this is what they elected me to be. Mm-hmm. They elected me to be the vocal one. They elected me to be my vocal self. And so that is why I speak out on everything.
Okay. Now, shortly after you were elected, which was in 2024, yes, that's correct. So 2024, you all made a big decision, and that was to fire the former superintendent. Mm-hmm. And that has continued to have quite a domino effect in just various events later, and quite a fallout with some people of the public. Now, I know that there's still litigation tied up with all of this, but can you tell us why you voted the way you did, and anything that the public may not understand about what you all knew or know about the former superintendent that warranted you all's vote to fire her?
You know, it was a board decision. We decided to do that as one unit. Of course, we had 3 that was against it, but for the most part, it was a board decision, and we decided to come up with that because we want to make sure that when we hire a superintendent, that superintendent is honest, that superintendent is respectful, and we want to make sure that they know what they're doing when they leave the district. And we just didn't feel comfortable with having her as our superintendent continuing on to run a huge district such as our district.
And is there just anything you feel like the public has kind of misconstrued, or you all judged you all incorrectly based on that night?
I think they misjudged us concerning that night, and if the world watched that spectacle, I would say, because the community wouldn't give us the opportunity to explain what really was happening within the district. They just see the outside of. Well, let me rephrase that. My mom always say, don't look at the outside. What's going on in the inside is the one you need to be skeptical of. And so they didn't see what was going on in the inside. They just seen this outer appearance, not knowing what was going on in the inside, and didn't give us the opportunity to really explain what she had done at that time. And so I think that the community has been misinformed, and I don't even think they want to be informed at this point.
You did take to social media to kind of outline some of the things that maybe the public did not know about the former superintendent. I watched the Facebook video. Why did you feel that was necessary to air out?
They asked for transparency, and the one thing they always say, well, the board is not being transparent. So I give them transparency. I think my delivery is different from everybody else's delivery because I just say it. I don't know how to sugarcoat it. I just know how to say it. And so when I gave my opinion and to let the community know what was really going on, I don't think they really wanted to hear it because I think that Dr. Fagan had got ahead of it already. And once he got ahead of it already, they just ran with what she said versus what the board was really trying to say to them.
What do you have to say? I've seen people call you that you say that you just have this vendetta against her. You're a bully against her. I'm not going to stick too long on this,
go
but
ahead.
let's just air this out. Do you particularly have just like some type of vengeance against Dr. Marie Fagans?
No, ma'am. I don't have a vengeance against her. In fact, I think you guys have showed an interview, something I said on her text message, because I text her. And in that text message, she gave it to the media. And in that text message, it stated, I will go with you if you need help. And some of the text messages that I sent to Dr. Fagans during her tenure, I text her and say, hey, if you need help, I will help you. Just let me help you. You can't just walk through this by yourself and don't know this district like this. Let me help you. So it's not a vendetta against her. It's just the mere fact that she wouldn't listen.
I think you were one of the ones that did say that you requested meetings with her and it was not returned. Or
It wasn't returned. And then once I saw that she wasn't willing to listen and go by the policy and the rules of the district, then that kind of, it was a no-brainer to me, like, okay, she's not trying to. This district is too big to fail. And we don't need that. So when I realized that she wasn't going to listen to us or me at that fact, it was like, okay, well, it's time for us to just move on.
Okay. All right, let's do that with this interview. So we'll move on from that situation. I know that there's still some to be continued situations with that, but let's talk about what you all have prioritized in the last year since, you know, the new board members came in 2024.
I think one of the things that I love the most is that we now have an academic plan. And we have a facilities plan, and that sets the stage for how we need to move our district forward with having that facilities plan and having the academic plan. Now we have something, we can see ourselves moving forward. And so that's what Dr. Richmond has put in place. And it's like, hey, I can see myself now. We can see how we need to maneuver through this thing to get the district back on track. So I appreciate that.
So Interim Superintendent Dr. Richmond was pretty much appointed in that same meeting where the former superintendent was fired, like within moments after. What do you feel about, what do you have to describe Dr. Richmond's leadership? Like, how are y'all's relationship with him? You know, do you think he's the right man for the job?
I personally think that he's the right man for the job. I'm going to say that personally. This is my opinion. Because no matter what we do, even if we decide to do a external search or internal search, whatever search we do with whoever we put in that seat, we're still going to have a problem with them. We're going to have some disagreements. So no matter who we sit there, we're going to have a disagreement with them. We're going to like them or we're not going to like them. With Dr. Richmond, I think that he listens to us. He takes our concerns and he deals with them. I'm the one, I fuss at him all the time. I fuss at Dr. Richmond all the time. And the only thing he says, yes, Commissioner. Yes, Commissioner. But he takes what I say, he learns from them, and then he moves forward. And that's what makes a superintendent, because they listen, they see the problems, they know the problems, and he's been in this district for over 30 years. So it has nothing to say, well, we hear the rhetoric in the background that said, hey, well, Dr. Richmond's this, he's that, he's a crook, he's that. We hear all that. They say it about us. They say it about all of us. But in the same sense, he does the job. He's concerned about our children. He's concerned about this district. And that's what we need to move the district forward.
Okay. That was well said.
Thank you.
So let's get into specifics here, because I think that it sounds great whenever you kind of have an overarching idea of what Dr. Richmond's leadership is or what you guys do. So specific improvements. I know one was the graduation percentage has gone up now.
84%.
There you go.
84%. And one of the things I love is dear to my heart is that 11 schools moved up a letter grade.
Okay, that's significant.
That's significant. Our TCAP scores went up a little bit, probably 2%. And I'm expecting those scores to go up even higher this term, this year, because of course we're getting ready to go into TCAP season. And so I'm expecting those percentages to go up, because not only is Dr. Richmond working diligently with the principals and the assistant principals, those principals are working well with the teachers, and the teachers are working well with the district. And so it's coming along. I mean, we have we always gonna have some bumps in the road somewhere, but for the most part of it, we're working together to make sure these kids get the best education possible.
And those 3rd to 5th grade reading levels, or ELA, English Language Arts levels, also increased.
They increased.
And that's important because of the Tennessee reading, what is it, the reading score?
The reading
where
score.
They basically had to get into college to get to the 4th grade.
Get to the 4th, right, you got to go to college to get to 4th grade, right?
Yeah, a lot of stress.
Yes, it's stress on the children. But what I like about how how we are moving the district forward is that everybody is so enthusiastic about these kids learning. And if you see your principal is excited about you learning and the teachers are excited about you learning, guess what? The kids are going to be excited about learning. So when they take those tests, they feel confident. They know that their teachers are there. They know that they know the material, and that results in better performances and better grade levels.
Okay, so student achievement, you're confident that you all's leadership has really moved the needle forward on that.
Confident. And then of course I go into the schools like, hey, what y'all doing? What y'all doing? And so they've gotten used to me. At first they thought I was mean too at first, but now that I've been there 2 years now, when I walk in, they go, Murphy here? What y'all doing in here? And I go messing with the kids, ask them about their grades. Guys, ask the kids, I always ask the kids, how you feel about the test? How you feel about your grades? And so they see me all the time. And so that's what my district likes, and other districts, because I don't just do it in my district. I do it in all of the districts. Right. I go in their school in a minute, I'll pop in and say, what y'all doing?
Wow.
And so that makes them, that lets them know that their commissioners are aware, they are attentive to their needs, and whatever they need, that we're always there to assist them.
Now, I'm not a product of the Memphis-Shelby County school system, but I did not know my school board members when I was growing up in school. So to hear that you, as a school board a commissioner, are making the rounds to make sure the students know you, I mean, that's significant, I would say. So challenges, of course, there's always, improvements are great, but there's always going to be challenges no matter who's in leadership. Right. Chronic absenteeism and getting your enrollment up are two things that I know we've reported. So how are you all addressing getting students into class that are already enrolled in your system? And then how do you recruit families to come here and put their kids at MSCS?
We're making phone calls to those parents. Not only that, we are walking the neighborhoods. Myself, Dr. Richmond, some of the other commissioners, we walk our neighborhoods, we make phone calls, we do whatever we need to do to make sure that we get these children back into schools. And we give them some initiatives and incentives to help them, because you have to bring them along. You have to give them something to say, hey, I want to go to school. Like my son, he goes to Alsea. And he loves his school, but I have to give him something to say, come on, Ethan, we got to get to school here. But he loves his school. I don't have a problem with getting him to school because he loves going to school anyway. But we use those kind of techniques to make sure we get the parents involved. We give them the information. We make sure we stay in contact with our parents, and we ask them to get these children involved, get them involved. So it's working, you know. So we moved it up a little bit, but we have to go a little bit further. And so that's making phone calls, that's walking the neighborhoods, that's addressing to the situations of some of our parents, because we do know that some of our parents are, some of our families are living in poverty. Some of them are living in hotels, so we're not able to get to those parents. Right. Some of them are living in their cars, so we're not able to get to those parents. So the ones that we can get to, we're making an effort to get to them.
Okay, well, that's good to hear. Now, switching gears here, so there's going to always be problems in-house with the district. Yes. And also improvements like we just addressed, but you are also dealing with kind of statewide issues, if you will. And that starts with the primary elections coming up in May 5th. Right. And you are one of the 5 board seats that's up in the air right now. You all are currently suing because your term limit would be cut short 2 years if your name is in fact on that ballot May 5th. So how do you feel about being in this position at all?
I don't think we should be in a position. And I think that I've stated it plenty of times that it's an attack on the board because we wouldn't keep Dr. Fagans. I'm just going to be honest with that one because we all know that. We shouldn't be in this position, and I don't agree with it. Many of us don't agree with it. We know that it's unconstitutional, number one. It is voters nullification, and it is disenfranchisement of the voters. We're disenfranchising the voters, and it's not fair to them. They elected us to be here, so it's their job to unelect us, as the kids will say. Y'all, you gonna be unelected, Ms. Murphy? I said, no, I ain't gonna be unelected. But you know, it's for them to vote us out.
Okay. And if you did have to run again, is there any concern that you all, or that you, I can only ask you, you're at the table here, are worried that you wouldn't get elected again?
I'm not worried at all, because I serve my community, I serve my district. I follow up with my parents. I'm always out there with them kids. I go to basketball games. I go to football games. I go to award ceremonies. Whatever my children invite me to, I am there. Whatever my teachers or my principals invite me to, I'm there. Whatever they need, I'm always there to make sure that they have it. I'm always in my community. I serve the homeless. I do my job. Even though I'm an elected official, they see me on an everyday basis. I think the other day I was in the grocery store and we were all in a line, and the only thing I said was, how about them Cowboys? And the whole and the whole store went up. And when they all went up, I had a whole town hall meeting in the grocery store. So because they know me. So it's not like, well, I'm not with my community, because I'm always there. So whatever the people think on social media, that's their people gonna say what they're gonna say regardless. But my people, they know me, and I'm always there for them.
So it's not the fact that you don't think you would get elected again, it's the principle of the fact that you deserved your 4-term seat.
I deserve my 4-term seats. All of us deserve our 4-term seats.
Okay, so not only are you all battling that, the state takeover is still looming, and mostly Tennessee state Republicans are really pushing to have legislation to have the state involved alongside you all, or oversee, really more so, you all's budget and being able to approve certain budget items and grants and whatnot with the $2 billion MSCS budget. So where do you stand on the possibility of a state takeover?
Right now, they can't even come up with an agreement. So until they come up with an agreement, then we'll move forward with that. It still goes back to voters nullification. It still goes back to disenfranchising the voters. At the end of the day, we are elected officials. You cannot put 9 managers over 9 elected officials. That's a dun-to-nut move. As the kids will say, that's a dun-to-nut move. That's a no-brainer. You just can't do it. But of course, they're gonna try anyway. So right now, they can't come up with a solid plan. So when they come up with a solid plan, then we'll make our decision from there.
Okay. The focus is primarily on making sure that they oversee you all's budget.
That's what it's been about the whole time.
So
$2 billion budget.
But why is that? I mean, is there history of mismanagement of funds that has now led us to this point?
It could be, because I just got here 2 years ago. So it could be. I don't know everything that it entitles right now, but it could be. If it is, then that has nothing to do with Murphy. I just got here. And I ain't taking nobody money, because I'm going to jail. Orange don't look good on me.
Oh, you are charming. I got to give you that. I want to ask currently, and I know that there's a little bit of just a sensitive topic around the winter storm. And I know you all are working with the city, but is there any type of adjustment or conversations around the contingency plan for MSCS? Kids are out of school going on more than a week now because of the winter storm. But what are you all doing or deciding or discussing at this very moment as far as handling winter weather in the future?
I think right now they're still in conversations about that. And so once they come up with a solid plan, then they'll debrief us, and then we'll move forward from there.
Okay, but there are discussions happening at this very moment.
They have their own discussion going on.
Okay, we're kind of wrapping up the end here, but one thing I really wanted to talk to you about was social media.
Okay.
Because you have become quite an influencer, if you will.
Hey, I'm trending. I'm trending now, Pepper. I'm trending.
So one example, I do a political commentary show. We do often talk about decorum of elected leaders. And that is somewhat evolving as we see social media really coming into the world the way it is now. One example was the way that you came at Jennings Bernard, who is, I guess, a political figure here in Memphis, would be maybe an appropriate title for him. But among a lot of the things you said on here, you do have a way with words. Cheeseburger eating, slop jar eating, genie in a bottle suit wearing. This one, forehead looking, I might take issue with that because I'm a member of the big forehead
I am too.
community. Dusty. So, I mean, we laugh about this, sure, but it's also, you are in an elected position, and it's not common, I would say, in my upbringing to see elected leaders speaking this way on social media. So why do you decide to approach social media this way?
You know what? Because it's not common. It's not common to see an elected official come back at a I would say a radio, TV host. It's not common for an elected official to actually say anything at all. And I tend to snap back because it's a new day. We're in a new season now. We have new elected officials. And if you can disrespect an elected official for no apparent reason, then I think that we have the right to speak back. We have the right to speak up. That's our First Amendment rights. And on my page, that's my personal page. So it's my First Amendment right to snap back if I want to snap back. And I think it's so disrespectful when we, and I deal with it right now firsthand, that we see people come and they spit on us and they call us out our names, and we're supposed to have this decorum. We're supposed to be like, oh, I'm just going to let it go. Not in these days and times. It's a different time.
What do you have to say about, so you're in the schools, you say the kids come up to you and they're like, oh, Murphy's here and all of that, but if they're seeing your posts with these...
How you think I learned? The high school kids didn't show me. How you think I learned?
But does it, okay, so I'm just playing devil's advocate here for the people who don't necessarily think that that's an appropriate example to set for kids. You know, what is your response to that?
When I talk to the kids, and the kids, they see my post, they do. And when I talk to those children, and they say, Miss Murphy, Commissioner, you snap back. You snap back. No, you went hard. The kids like, you went hard. The one thing I want to tell those kids is never let anybody bully you. Because we deal with children right now that has killed themselves from being bullied. We have children that won't go to school because of being bullied, because they're afraid. And so what I tell them all the time is you don't have to be bullied from anybody. And I show them with my actions that I'm not going to let anybody bully me, and you shouldn't let anybody bully you.
Okay. I mean, that is a strong message there. And even if it is a bit of a different approach than maybe some would take.
And that's what it is. It's a form of bullying. When they come on social media, that's social media bullying. That is why our children are where they are now. That is why kids don't want to go to school, because they're afraid. They're afraid because they're being bullied on social media every single day. We have children take their lives because of the social media bullying. And so I take a step to say, hey, if you're going to bully me, I'm going to bully you back. I don't deserve to be bullied. None of my commissioners deserve to be bullied. Nobody deserves to be bullied. So when you bully us, I'm going to bully you back. And it's not a bully you back thing. It's just that I'm letting them know that you don't deserve to be bullied. Nobody deserves to be bullied, and you don't have to take it.
So do you ever initiate some of these?
Nope. Everything I said was they started first. Now, Pepper, now I'm going to tell you. Now, nope, they started first. They started first, and they get my response. And that's the problem right there. You can't bully anybody and don't think you're never going to get a response back. I fight for our children. Even when our children are bullied, I go to those parents and I talk to those parents like, your child is bullying these kids. That's not fair to those kids to be bullied at all. Okay. And that's one of the epidemics that we're dealing with right now. I don't want to see another kid take their life for being bullied on social media. That's not fair. It's not fair to me. It's not fair to those kids.
Okay. Well, I'd like to see if your method on all of this, gets put into practice, and we see how it develops. As we get to the last questions here, so if you indeed succeed in this lawsuit against, now you guys are suing the Shelby County Commissioners over your term limits. What do you think that you have not accomplished quite yet in the 2 years that you've already got under your belt that you will in a full 4-year term? Or what's to come from Towanna Murphy?
You know, I don't think we had the opportunity to actually walk in our calling as being elected officials. Because when we came in battling. We came in fighting. So we have to still maneuver through everything we're going through. Everything we do at this point has been a battle for the 5 of us that's newly elected. Well, except one, because Stephanie's been there for 12 years. But with the 4 of us that's new to the board, we really haven't had the opportunity to actually be school board commissioners because we've been battling from the time that we've got here. You know, we're trying to wing our way through. We go to our classes, we go to our seminars, we go to our trainings, but when we come back, we still got battles. We still got fires that we got to put out. We have to go back and reassure ourselves of what we're doing and how we're doing it. So we ask questions. I ask a lot of questions. And then if it's things that I don't like, I make sure I address them, and I address them on the floor so that the public can understand that this is my concern. This is where I am with the recent ABM contract. I made it clear to them that contract, somewhere down the line, there's going to be a mess up, and then we'll be back in an emergency situation. So I want to make sure I am transparent to the community to let them know that this is why I don't want that company, because they've been fired from all of these different counties. What good are they going to be to us if they wasn't good at these other counties? In fact, the airport had just fired them.
This is the
janitorial service.
Company.
So if the airport just fired them, why do we have them? So I want them to see that when they see my response, if I'm saying no to something, there's a reason why I'm saying no, is because I've done my research and I know what's going to happen down the line. And so that's why I do what I do. So we haven't had a chance to really sink into our seats and be the commissioners that we need to be, because we've been putting out fires since we got here.
That's fair. All right, this last question. So, I've never seen a school board put in the limelight or the spotlight as much as it has been in my 7 years of doing journalism, as it is here at Memphis-Shelby County Schools. I don't even know if many parents anywhere I've ever worked have even been as invested into the school board the way that people are here. So anybody's going to have their favorites. There's going to be people who wanted the former superintendent. There's going to be people who want the current superintendent. There's going to be people who want different school board members, all within house. But, let's take ourselves out of the inner workings of all this tension. What is at stake for the district as a whole if the public can't get together and just be behind the leadership?
Then we fail our children. That's it. If they can get behind the superintendent, then we have failed our children. We have to learn that we still have to work together, regardless to whether you like the superintendent or not. Our job is to work together to achieve one common goal, and that's the success of our children.
Okay. Mic drop moment there.
Mic drop.
I think that was good.
That's my mic drop right there. That's my mic drop.
All right, to Commissioner Murphy, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for
having me.
having me.
You were candid. You were great, transparent. I think our viewers will definitely appreciate that out of you. So thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
And thank you all for watching. Be sure to keep following us on ABC 24 and 24+.
Continue with us and watch free now on the 24 Plus app everywhere you stream.